Salmona. I hope everyone is well. I think my eyes looking a little bit healthier than it looked like yesterday. My doctress did wonders. But by Friday I should be 100%. Thank you for all the messages of getting better. Yeah, it feels the pain is at zero and it's just healing nicely. This video today is talking about getting married, not the process of married, but not the process of marriage, but the people that we decide to marry. I don't know if it's actually not. So I posted a tweet today, and the tweet was a lot of men get married to their bosses thinking Guti they are marrying a business partner. Um, and obviously people were engaging, people sent me messages, we spoke on WhatsApp with so many people, and I realized Guti, this doesn't just apply to men. It should just be an umbrella term. A lot of people get married to their bosses thinking Guti they're getting married to a business partner. What do I mean by that? So I know for many people like me, we grew up in a very matriarch society. So we grew up with single moms, skhuliswa ogogo, skhuliswa o-auntie. That's the space in which we grew up. So for us, having a female as head of a household is not anything that's foreign, you know. So I know a lot of sisters are complaining about the patriarch and this and that. I guess abaning babuki TV nan tina skhuliswa ma-oleti thina, you know. So for most of the gents in my space khuliswa ma-oleti, so thina siphethwe imbokodo would say go left, imbokodo would say go right, you know. So that's what we know. Sikhuliswa ogogo, so that's what we know. So for us, patriarch in actual application of it is what is strange, you know, from the powers that be the teachers in the classroom, to being growing up with a lot of women being in powerful spaces. We saw that, you know, we lived that. It might have happened differently in the world of TV, sharp. It might have happened differently in terms of people in political spaces and decision makers, sure, there. But as little kids, we just saw strong women. And it doesn't come as any surprise when that's what you end up seeking for in a mate, you know. Especially a lot of good guys end up finding a lot of very independent, strong queens. And that's who they get romantically attracted to, and that's who they end up settling with. Again, I'm just talking about my generation. I'm not too sure on the younger guys or the older guys. I think it might slightly be different based on how you grew up. But a lot of guys, this huge group of guys who are in relationships and who are married to a lot of strong queens. And these queens were raised being told Guti they must be strong, they must be independent, they must fight for what they want. A lot of these queens have high paying jobs, are in very senior positions, and that's how they carry themselves, and that's how they run their lives, and that's how they run the household, you know. That's how they run the household. And what I've seen is that a lot of guys go into marriage thinking Guti it's me and you against the world, but it's actually not. It's her. It's her that's running the household, and she's delegating, and she's saying do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I'm watching it, and a lot of amazing men break. They break because they're like, why am I working for this company when there's so much to me? Why am I working for this company when I was sold this at the interview stage? I was sold this whole dream of we will be equal, we are this and that. Gandhi, as the boss is determining when we are equal. The boss is determining when they are vulnerable and you are stronger than them. The boss is determining when you will jump, when you will sit, when you will eat, what you will eat, and how you'll eat it. You know, I see guys who live in a certain area. That's not the area he wanted to live in. Certain house. That's not the house he wanted to live in. He drives a certain car. He does this with his kids. He does that. He does this. And I'm like, bro, nothing about your life is how you have or you had planned it. And they have this bullshit line of happy wife, happy life. I was like, you've been stripped of who you are, bro. You know, I've heard so many people who go to work sick as a dog, sick as a dog, and they're like, yeah, but at work they say I'm a hard worker. You sick, bro. Look after yourself. You ill. I know people that earn significantly less than what they worth, significantly less, and When I say, why don't you look around? It's like, yeah, at work, they understand that I'm a loyal guy. I was like, they manipulating you. These are all tools of manipulation, So I hear a lot of these strong people in relationships and wives that are controlling say, Guti, they married the perfect man. The perfect man is the man that you grab by his little balls, that you now have squished to fucking disappearing, or you have them in your purse and you control left, right, and center. When you say jump, he says how high while he's in the air, and that's your definition of a perfect man, and vice versa. So the idea of a perfect woman is a woman that, yeah, boy, baba, yeah, boy, and she just sits in the corner, and when you say kitchen, she's kitchen. When you say bedroom, come on, guys, like really. And then when you sit in spaces, those are the people that have the audacity of talking about equality and partnership. If you are a boss partner in the sense of which you want to control the narrative and you want to say kitchen, bedroom, shop, I'm not fighting you. As long as that's the terms and agreements, Guti, that's what you guys agreed upon initially, and you guys both are clear with that. But if it's under this illusion of no, this is a partnership, yet there's nothing about it, you manipulate, you say these things, and then you go on these platforms to belittle men that aren't that, in order to shape and find these men, these simp men that you can then control. That's dark, guys. That's dark, and it pains me seeing. I'm of an age where not most, a lot rather, of the guys that I went to their weddings and friends who were married, a lot of them are getting divorced for multiple reasons. For multiple reasons. People think the reason why people get divorced is just purely on cheating. Nah, people stay together for cheating. It's just once we're no longer on that same path. Once a lot of people realize ukuthi when ufuna dominate, when ufuna ukuthi sizwe ngawe like hi, from the smallest thing to are we doing a meatless Monday? We're doing it. We're not discussing it. I like having, to the fact that our kids are going to go to this school. We're going to do this. And yeah, when into danger, that must it. No, I grew up being told, Guti, Ekaya, especially going back to my initial point where we grew up in matriarchal spaces, where a lot of us, my generation of men, we know how to cook, we know how to sew, we know how to clean, we know how to, the domesticated things, we grew up because we had to do them. So then we get into spaces in relationships where a lot of these ladies that are coming in and wanting equality expect these guys to cook as well, expect these guys to be able to clean, but also expect these guys to bring a stronger financial but to also be stronger than them financially and bring that. And I'm going, a lot of these women are very, very conniving, and it's a killer. So I'm not trying to break up your relationship. I'm just saying, Wuti, think about that. Think about the dynamics at home. I'm not saying, Wuti, everything has to be equal all the time. And I'm not saying, Wuti, she shouldn't be or he shouldn't be the boss at times. I'm saying, Wuti, are you not in a relationship where they are the boss? You are this simp of a person. You are hearing what they're telling you to do, left, right, and that was not the terms of engagement. And now you find yourself in a space where you don't know how to get out. Have that conversation with your partner and say, listen, I don't feel like we have a partnership here. I feel like you are dictating. I feel like what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, where I'm going, how I'm moving is dictated by you. And should I have a little bit of a voice and want to move things, hey, I want to have a drinks with my friends, all of a sudden it's Armageddon Landlin. I want us to have some sort of partnership where we can have these open discussions and talk about these things, because I don't want us to get to a point where or God forbid all because of a power dynamic within the space. The terms and conditions of this relationship, of this marriage, was around a partnership where we work together versus one person dominating the other. Even if it is done in a very sweet way, even if it's done with back massages, whatever the case may be, it's still a form of manipulation, and eventually the person's going to crack. So you as my employer, please stop telling me that I'm a hard worker because you're abusing me, getting me at work at 6 and having me leave at 8 at night. as my employer, please don't come to me and tell me that I'm loyal just because you're paying me half the salary and like, oh, you see, you know what it's like to earn a humble salary for hard works. Fuck that shit, you know. Let's get this. The agreement was a partnership. Let's stick to the partnership. Guys, I love you. I love you. I might be wrong. Comment where you think I'm wrong. Teach me. But what I'm seeing, I'm not liking. You know, there's a reason why the divorce rate is so high. It's so high. There's many reasons that the divorce rate is so high. So let's see what we can do as a society. Let's have these conversations. Let's see how we can build each other. But anyway, Gantanda, Nibe guys.